So I'm little Gluttony, or little Glut. Here's a Glut plug. I'm amazing. I've thought about that all day. Okay, so I'm here to read a book. Low-key kind of brought a more erotic book. And then I saw a kid, so that was a good moment. So, sure. I mean, like, so I could read from my amazing book. I could also retell a story from my life, which might not be as sex-filled because I'm not that sexy. Right, it's true. So in efforts of the small, beautiful child, because I really can't talk about tits in front of a kid, even though I said it, let's just go through a quick little recall of a moment. Is that okay with you all? Yes, let's get it up, let's get it up. Let's get energy in this room. I just want to hold it there. Okay, so setting the stage, we've all been 17. We all raise our hands. Who here has been 17? Okay, it's a room of people. We grew up. Wait, one person has not been 17. Okay, so when I was 17, not like this. I was a really shy, introverted kid. Didn't really have a lot of friends. But like every normal, like queer 17-year-old, I ended up with this like 27-year-old friend who was super cool, and I was like, oh my god, you're so much fun. So she would take me to movies, and she was actually the person I smoked my very first joint with. And now we're being 27, like smoke weed every day, and now that I am nearing that age, definitely nowhere close, but getting nearer, I realized that when you were that age, smoking weed was just a little bit more abrasive. So here we are at 17-year-old me, we get inside our car, and she drove this Audi, her name is Kathy. And we get inside and she like rolls this joint, she's like, we're gonna smoke it. And I'm like, okay, let's smoke this joint, this is great. I get halfway through, I'm like, I can't see out the window, I'm so high. And she's like, oh, guess what? I brought another. Perfect. This is a great time to show how cool I am to this random 27-year-old by smoking the next joint. So we go through and I'm like sitting in her car and I'm just like, oh, okay, right. And she's like, let's go to a movie now. Of course I'm going to agree because, again, just trying to impress this person to show how cool of a 17-year-old I am. So first we swing by KFC, and if everyone remembers like a good old rap star, I got 3 of those because I was just hungry, got like 2 large pops, I was feeling my oats, I was in the mood to eat in that moment. So then we show up at this beautiful movie theater, and we decide to go see Angels and Demons on opening night. One, bad decision, not a great movie. I don't know if we all remember the mistakes of Tom Hanks, but that was one of them. Followed closely after by The Da Vinci Code, which both were just absolutely horrible movies. If you need a smart car to drive 40 pounds of gold, I can promise you a car to go doesn't do it. So let's just talk about that. Anywho, so we get to this movie and it's super packed with everyone there, and there are the nerds with the books and like papers in line for the movie, and like little stoned me, 17 years old, acting like a penguin walking through, getting in line. Kathy suggests that we get some popcorn. I'm like, okay, I can do popcorn, let's get more. So I get myself a large popcorn, and I demand like layered butter as I'm crawling up the counter. I'm like, sir, layer again. I want like 1 inch of popcorn, layer, 1 inch layer. It's great, I feel happy. Great decisions all around. And it's anticipated with that large drink beside me, and I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be a movie, I'm here, we're here early, it's great. I go and sit down, and that's when I like lean over to Kathy, and I'm like, Kathy, I'm feeling kind of sleepy. She's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, girl. I'm like, I meant to take a quick little nap. She's like, you're not going to take a fucking nap. That's really rude. I'm like, no. Like, wake me up when the movie starts. She's like, no, you're not going to do that. But because I'm low-key narcoleptic, I was just like, whoa, great. So, about an hour and a half later, I awake from my slumber to Tom Hanks, 40 feet on the screen. I'm like, oh, dreams come true. But I'm woken from my number by this feeling that maybe I'm not feeling well. I'm like, ooh, my stomach doesn't feel as beautiful as maybe it could. So I'm like, it's coming to more knowledge that maybe I might need to puke. So I'm sitting there and I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, okay, well this is a problem. This is a packed theater. I'm still very high, so I'm not making rash decisions. I look around and I look at my popcorn bag. I'm like, look, you need to puke. You can puke in the popcorn bag. But then the other part of me was like, but you might want to eat more popcorn after, so don't do that. Right. So then I look over at the pop, and I'm like, same thing. Like, I'll probably want to like swish something down after puking. So like, this is awkward. And then I'm just sort of stuck on this thought of like breathing, feeling the feeling coming more. And I lean over to Kathy, and I'm like, Kathy, hey, I'm awake. She's like, nice to see you again. And I lean in, I'm like, hey, Kathy, I'm really not feeling well. And she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I feel like I'm going to puke. She's like, oh my God, just breathe deeply. I'm like, perfect. Problem solved. Thank you, Dr. Phil, because you've solved this issue. So, in that mindset, I'm like, puke into my mouth. And like, it's not the taste of puke, there is like an overwhelming amount of puke in my mouth. Not coming out, but I'm once again faced with staring at popcorn bag and like, but I still want popcorn after. Looking over at the drink, being like, that Diet Coke will switch this back. Well, not like, I'll want more Diet Coke. And so I'm sitting there, mouth full of puke, thinking, and I'm like, Fear Factor, they ate a lot of nasty shit. And like, they made it through, and they did just fucking fine. They won like $1 million, they got like touch Joe Rogan. That was a great fucking show. I can do that. I'm like, in my mind, just swallow it back. Just like, you can do it, girl. It'll be your moment. Just like, get there. You're good. All while angels and demons are playing to this whole theater. So I'm like, okay, get ready mentally. You're here. So as I go to swallow it back, logically I start puking again because that's not going to help anything. But at this point, it's now like built up, so I projectile vomit. Puke into the two girls' hair in front of me. I'm like all down myself, and the girl like puts her hand in her hair and she smells it, she screams. Her friend jumps up and they like jump up screaming, run away. And there I am still sitting, because my dumb ass hasn't moved yet. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh God, steaming puke on my body. And I'm like, oh God. And Kathy just leans over, she's like, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, sorry. She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why did you leave? I'm like, it's fine. She's like, well, what are you doing? She's like, I'm not like leaving the rest of the movie. Like, if you want to leave, I'm like, but the theater's full, I don't want to look like the puke guy. Like, so again, dumb high kid, I'm like, I'll just take my sweater off and I'll just clean it up. Thinking that obliterates the smell and steam that's coming from me in the center of this theater. So, take my sweater off, I wrap it up, I hear people beside me be like, what the fuck is that smell? But then the narcoleptic kicks in and I just fall asleep on my sweater on my shoulder. To which, again, just feeling great, like I'm there for Kathy, I'm Kathy's best friend, we're having a great time, don't forget about this. So the end of the movie comes, lights come on, I'm awoken, and I'm like, oh, hello everyone. But what I was actually woken to is, as the line of people in front of me started sitting forward, there was one gentleman that sat forward a little faster than the rest. To describe this man, do we all remember Ed Hardy? Do you remember like Christian Audigier, like the diamond shirts and like True Religion jeans and like the hatred of anything fun all mixed in there? Well, this man was adorned in all of it, and he spins around, looks through the row, sees me, and he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And just starts screaming uncontrollably because I puked on his girlfriend. Still in the theater, I'm still there, I'm just like, oh. So instinctively, being a very strong, masculine person, I just started crying because I didn't know what else to do. And so I'm sitting there sobbing uncontrollably as he's yelling at me, and I'm like, this man's gonna beat me up. This random woman comes over and she's like, sir, stop being so mean to him. I'm like, oh my God, thanks, girl. And then she looks at me, she's like, but why the fuck did you puke on someone in the theater? Like, please, like, why would you do that? So then she's pointing at me and I'm like, oh my God, this is just my worst nightmare. So she gets this guy to leave and I look beside me and Kathy's just gone. Just gone. To which I check my phone and she's like, hey, I drove home. You're not allowed to sit in my Audi if you puked on yourself. I was like, thanks, girl. So there's my little PPS self at the theater. I had to catch a cab ride home. But yeah, that's my story. My pukey self, having a lot of fun being 17. Luckily, I just smoked more weed until that doesn't happen anymore. So shout out to the people out there. But yeah, there's question. I always ask, is there questions? Does anyone have a question for me about that story?
What did you eat beforehand?
Okay, so it was the 3 wrap star combos, which just was like crispy chicken and the tortillas and all of that. And then it was the popcorn, and it just like came so fast out, and just like, ugh. Oh, I can see my like flash before my eyes like that. Oh, until I look in the mirror as a drag queen, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Was there any other questions about the story of me peeing on people? Yes?
Why does the boyfriend go with the girlfriend?
Great question. I think it's because she had a friend. To be honest, like, I don't understand that feeling. But, like, she had a friend, so I figure that they had, like, a bond. They both got puked on, so they had something to talk about. Yes, in the back.
Are you still friends with Kathy?
So, Kathy, this bitch. I love it. She just talked to me for, like, 6 months. I'm like, hey, thanks, Kath. And, like, messages me out of the blue. She's like, I think I'm ready to go to a movie with you again. I'm like, oh, her. So we like kind of become friends, and then she like kind of drifts away because she's like, I'm gonna become a business professional, and then just like does lines all weekend and like breaks out doing MDMA. I'm like, bitch, I see you. You're old now. Well, not old, but like, get yourself together. I'm sorry. There is beauty in every day. So if there's any other questions, I can pass it on to the next person who probably can read and will read their book. So there's a chance. There's a hope, at least.
Thank God it's not me.
Ah! Okay, yeah, that's it. Thank you, everyone.